This is Lesson 8, Spreadsheet Shortcuts. Our learning target is I can use shortcuts to fill in cells on a spreadsheet. We will start with a quick review of equivalent ratio tables. Complete the table with the missing values. Let's look at the filled in rows to get a sense of what's happening in this table. I can multiply 2 by 4 to get 8. So in this equivalent ratio table, I can multiply any A value by 4 to get the B value. Let's look at the next row. I can divide 28 by 4 to get 7. So in this equivalent ratio table, I can also divide any B value by 4 to get the A value. As we just saw from the first two rows, there are two methods we can use to fill in values for A and for B to make this an equivalent ratio table. Since we know what A is in this fourth row, we can multiply by 4 to figure out what B is. So I'm going to do 1 times 4 to figure out what B is. And I know 1 times 4 is 4. So I know that B is 4. Another strategy would be to divide any number in the second column, B, by 4. So if I look at my last row, I can divide 32 by 4 to figure out what A is. 32 divided by 4 is 8. A third strategy would be to use a scale factor and move from row to row. For example, if we look at 5 and 20 in this middle row, you can multiply each value by 1/2 to find 1 and 4. In this next row. Spreadsheets are a great space to create equivalent ratios and much more. Let's talk about some shortcuts we can use to make using spreadsheets easier. Which student will finish the spreadsheet fastest? Student A types in all values from each previous line. More and more needs to be typed into each row. Instead of typing in the values from the line before, student B just types the address of the previous cell and then adds the new direction. So B4 plus 6, B5 times 4. Typing B4 and B5 seems faster than typing all the values. Student C doesn't even type in the address. Student C just clicks the cell and then adds the new direction. So clicks B4 plus 6, clicks B5 times 4. Student C will finish faster because clicking the cell is quicker than typing its address and definitely faster than typing all of the values. Let's take a look at another little but very powerful shortcut. We will do that once again by thinking about the most efficient way to fill in a table. Which student can continue the pattern in column A most efficiently? Student D clicks the previous cell and then types plus 6. So to continue this pattern, the student D would click the cell with 24 and then write plus 6. That would fill in the row right below. Student E clicks cell A4 and then drags the tiny blue square down several cells. Here is the little blue square student E used. By dragging it down, student E was able to extend a set of operations to additional cells in the spreadsheet. Student E is more efficient. While clicking cells is a good strategy, anytime you need to repeat a mathematical operation several times, continuing a pattern by dragging in a spreadsheet is a good choice. Let's look at a real-world problem together. The cost of a gym membership is a $25 sign-up fee followed by monthly dues of $35. How much will the membership cost over the course of 6 months? Here's how we would set up a spreadsheet to find the cost at 6 months. There is a $25 starting cost, and then each month we would add the monthly due of $35. So to fill in this next cell, I would click on B1 and then type plus 35. This results in this next spreadsheet. See the little square on the lower right corner of cell B2? If we click and drag that down, it will keep adding 35 to the value above to find the value in the next row. Drag it down far enough and we can see the total cost after 6 months. So we drag it down and we can see the total cost for 6 months. Anytime you need to repeat a mathematical operation several times, like adding 35, continuing a pattern by dragging in a spreadsheet might be a good choice. So the membership would cost $235.